A happy toddler celebrating his birthday in his mother's arms. Here, we see Kyrell Matthews laughing. It hides the physical pain inflicted on him before he died. It was his mother, Felicia Shirley, who called 111 after the 2-year-old collapsed at their home in South London.
Basically, Kyrell, he's been acting really funny, like his body's floppy and his eyes is rolling back.
But Kyrell wasn't safe in his home. It's there he suffered 41 rib fractures, internal bleeding, and weeks of abuse. Today, a court found his mother, Felicia Shirley, guilty of manslaughter, and his mother's then boyfriend, Kamar Brown, guilty of murder.
All we're left with is basically memories, pictures, videos.
Kyrell's family described him as the most loving little boy.
He was always smiling. He was always happy. He was well loved by the whole of our family. And we're going to miss him.
He was torturing him. He became their entertainment. That's what he was. He was their entertainment.
Multiple audio recordings revealed the sound of Kyrell being hit repeatedly, with Brown saying, "Shut up," causing the toddler to scream and cry. A visibly happy child, he was tormented in his short life, with pain inflicted on him by those who were meant to love and protect him. Anila Dami, 5 News.
Okay, so y'all just heard that right there, and shout out to Trill, Texas for sending it to me. And this, as you can tell by the accents, this is across the pond. This happened in London. This did not happen in the States, but that's besides the point. We have another story where we have two lowlifes, one on the left and one on the right, who tortured this little boy to death. Now, she's the mother. Like, this boy came from her womb. Now, they said that this is the boyfriend, but they didn't say he was the father. So this is someone who was not the child's parent. Have y'all noticed that whenever a lot of these women get with men who are not the father of their child, that they just allow that man to just mess with their child physically and sometimes even sexually? Like, have y'all noticed that? Like, I know I can't be the only one to point that out. It's just it's a tragedy all the way around. Like, look at this little boy. What could he have possibly done to them to make them do something like that? Now, I noticed that they gave him the murder charge. He got hit with the murder charge. They said she got the manslaughter charge, which means he was the one that most likely killed the kid. But she aided right along with it because she was abusing the child as well. The child had no way of getting out of that situation. He's only 5 years old. And who knows what they were doing as far as they were probably keeping the child away from the grandparents, because that was the grandparents that was talking, that they were interviewing. That was the paternal grandfather, who was most likely her father, and his wife, who was the step grandmother. So that's not, that wasn't her mother. That was another woman that her father married. That is crazy. They said this boy had he had 41 rib fractures. Look at his little body. 41 rib fractures. His ribs was most likely just destroyed. And they said he had internal bleeding from a 4-centimeter cut to his liver. Mind you, this happened back in 2019. This is not something that just happened. They've been on trial since like January. And just now today, as I'm recording this video on March 4th, they were found guilty. I hope I don't know what the London prison system is like, but hopefully it's better than the one over here. Cause you already know the one over here, over here, them being black, they probably would have got tortured anyway, and rightfully so, especially for something like this. Like I told you in a previous video, I hate doing videos when it comes to the torturing of children. What could a child have done to you to make you go off and do something like this? Especially it's with your child. Not saying that it shouldn't happen, with anyone else's child, because it shouldn't happen, period. But it's even more worse when it's your child, a child that you pushed out of you, that you gave birth to. They're going to be eternally 5 because of these 2 POSs that you see on the screen. He didn't stand a chance. And like the step grandmother was saying, they were torturing him. And that's exactly what they were doing. They tortured this boy to death. I think I probably did 4, maybe 5 videos in the last month about parents torturing their child. And all of them ended up with the child dying from that torture. And all from different methods. It's crazy. I don't know what it is with some of these parents today. Like, I know I shouldn't ask, but I would like to know what was the motive behind doing this. And that's when I start to look towards this guy, this man, because apparently there wasn't no torturing happening to this boy for the first 4 years of his life, as far as we know. And when did she get in a relationship with this man? And I wouldn't be surprised from the sounds of it if the torturing did not start happening until he came around. Because remember, based on what we know, he is not the father of the child. He is not the biological father. So my guess is, and my theory is that the torture happened when he came around. And she just started to aid in it because she probably wanted a man in her life. So she did whatever she could in order for it to happen. There was a show that comes on TV One. I don't know if it still comes on or not, called For My Man. And if this story plays out in the way that I think it did, this will be a perfect episode storyline for this. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. If you are new, make sure you go and hit that bell to be notified whenever I upload a new video or go live.